The unkillable Demon King. T1,
that shot.
Their jerseys have the 4 stars that represent 4 world titles, but only Faker could say he was a part of each and every star they earned. A man who has so many milestones. T1's 10 titles are all his. Every road leads to Faker. All roads lead to this man. He has been so impactful for this team this season. Even in some of their toughest losses, he made huge impacts. You can't say League of Legends, you can't think about the LCK without this player. And he might miss his first final in 5, but he wants to add one more milestone, which is the first team to get 6 in a row.
Can just look to match mid-jungle in these next few picks.
Now, I think the Azir is a very likely pick, even though Taliyah has been kind of a soft counter to it. It's been one of the biggest responses. However, it's Deca! Now we're just going straight into Sejuani here, and the Yone. And now the problem with T1 picking up this Taliyah early is you don't get to have a strong bottom duo anymore. It is going to be split, best case scenario, and unless you've got a really strong secret plan for that bottom lane prepared, you're going to be... Neither of these feel great for T1, and it feels like this is the issue I had with committing to the Taliyah here is Faker has a massive champion pool, but now you're putting Guma on the Zeri, his second Zeri of the season. And he has just not normally been very comfortable on this pick. He's not a bad Zeri player, but he often avoids it. This is not T1's playstyle. Yeah, you have a strong top side now. You can play through a little bit here.
Yes, you have the TF and the Taliyah who are decent at keeping threats at bay, but I feel like there's just so much overwhelming engaged potential for the side of Hanwha Life esports.
I think his team to victory and the grand finals on said pick. There's the man himself right now. He's watching on.
Yeah. Genji waiting to see who their opposition is going to be. And the man you were just talking about there, Chovy. Engage combo here of Delight and Peanut.
And a lane swap.
Oh, this is a little bit clever. I feel like it's somewhat topical these days as well. As we do see Viper moving towards the top side of the map. And this is not unheard of either, to just randomly play your Varus in a different lane.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting though, because we have seen this strategy. We've seen it in the LEC. Oh, Zeus.
Oh, there's a crash down on top of Zeus as well. He's lit on fire. Delight making his way in. Viper trying to get that last couple of autos.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing with the TF is we've seen, you know, as I said, a lot of lane swaps in the LEC. We've seen it in the LPL. And often you can kind of have...
Oh, there's the flash forward with the crash down from Delight. Gold card has come on through there as Carrier going to make his way over as well. But now 0 summoner spells.
Not even allowing Zeus to play lane 1v1, just really putting him in an uncomfortable spot right now.
Oh, Carrier making his way in as well. Speaking of uncomfortable spots, that's where Zeka is as well. And there's first blood as Ona comes on over and is going to be able to take that one down. So T1 on the board despite the disasters of the top lane. T1 being able to pick up that first blood, definitely important. We're going to check it out again.
Yeah, so this is just, of course, 3 members stacking onto Zeka here who went for his Q3, so doesn't really have anything but flash here. Owner will flash to guarantee the kill. Pretty simple setup here, but the Goran's blade here. And look at what Doran can do!
Yeah, he's just going to go all out. And Zeus, yeah, he does have the ghost, but Doran's not really finding too many of these Qs.
And the bot side isn't enough, isn't significant enough really for a payoff.
Well, there's an interruption from Delight. Does push Faker over the wall. He has to flash, get himself out of there. He does rebind the soul, but Yone kind of okay with how things go in this matchup. There is a Q connecting here from Doran, who doesn't have the all-out. Ona turns up once again, but I think this is mainly just to stop Doran from doing too much more. Dashes on forward.
The thing is, he has no idea. There could be, they're looking potentially for a dive.
Delight is a pretty good bodyguard, but it's 4 versus 2 here towards bottom side of the map. There it is. The sling does come back, but Viper will survive. And the turret is so angry. Zeka is going to move in. He finds the ulti onto Faker, who does survive the engagement. Zeka still just trying to protect his bottom lane. It's working out so far as he unbinds the soul, finds the double knockup. Seismic shove goes wide. And T1 will not find a kill down here.
Beautiful defense. Oh, they get the kill on a Faker!
When he was a mid laner as well. The way that you would counter it is by, okay, I'll hold that thought as cease and desist does come in. Seismic shove as well, the full combo, but from over the wall, there's Viper. Delight survived for way too long, but now Carrier has dove on top of Viper. He's trying to avoid the burst fires, as now the wall is going to come in, and T1, they single out the AD carry. And
teleport, without a lot of vision.
Oh, there's a flash out on it.
Atlas loves that stat.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorites. That is efficiency as, oh, we're not going to find the grand entrance as he's slowed down as well. Seismic shove is decent. On to Delight. Both of our supports thrown around here a little bit. Carrier not really finding too much. Now, Hanwha Life Esports, though, they just want to get into these team fights. They want to be able to try to lock down this area. Of course, Magnustorm's pretty good, but so is this. The cease and desist comes in, and Faker and Ona just showing Zeka that this combination of Talia and the Vi is not to be trifled with.
You know, kind of shows you the priority what it is at Chemtech Soul. 5 members of Hanwha Life Esports group up. T1 don't even care.
Yeah, started this one up. Carrier on a flank angle. We know that the wall can always come in, and there it is for Faker. He is not going to ride it through. He's just going to try and disrupt as there is the Destiny Delight off on this side, but there is the engage from Carrier. The Seismic shove, and Viper is going to be wiped out. Sorry, Zeka has already gone down. The Drake is going to be secured, but that is sold for maybe just a team fight loss, as Faker will take down Doran. All of that money, meaning not that much, and T1, they'll look to the Baron.
But the Baron is going down so fast.
It is. Peanut should be able to make it into the pit, but this is going to be a difficult 50-50 to win. He flashes forward, and they just turn on him immediately. Taken down before the Baron's in range. That's going to be the secure. And T1 just level-headed the whole time. T1 with the Baron. He should be able to get even more of these items. Seismic shove going to be picked up once again, as Faker finds yet another one. That's a good Glacial Prism, though, onto Zeus. He's going to have to get out of there. The Unbound Soul gets Zeka back to safety as well, but now the re-engage. Delight looks for it, but he's just dead before he can do anything. And so T1 with 5-man strong, still with that Baron for another minute.
There's no mage here that can just layer damage upon damage upon damage. There's no real AD carry, not traditionally anyways here for Viper. He's got to poke his way through.
Yeah, Seismic shove is going to connect onto Doran as he teleports in. That is not the warm welcome that he was wanting, as he looks to try and help out his teammates. Looks to try and get out of there. Gumayusi taking matters into his own hands.
Each angle, they're just being marked, and it just feels like it's so hard. Someone goes in, but there's the Unraveled Earth, which blocks all those dashes. When they look for an angle, like, look how hesitant we see Zeka being here. Immediately dashing back. He knows the threat that can come out from the opposite side. Ona goes for an ult on the Rel, and it's completely fine, but everyone on Hanwha Life Esports knows if they step even a step too far, it's locked in, you know, that's what you assume it's going to be. And now,
Ona possibly with a bit of a face check here, will be taken out 2 seconds before the Elder.
And this is one of the issues, you know, they waited for the IE, but it took so much time, they didn't have presence on the map. Hanwha Life Esports set a trap, and because T1 are late there, Boris holding them back, it means they don't have a jungler now.
Yeah, they don't have a jungler, and now Doran can do his work, and this time, it makes sense to sit on Dragon and have Doran hold the angle here. Now he's gonna have to wrap around. No 50-50 with no smite.
Exactly, let's see what T1 can do. They're going to have to try and fight this to avoid losing the Elder. There's a Seismic shove, and they are going to even out the numbers. It's no Doran. Okay, survives for a very long time, but then does go down. There's the Elder now as they have the executed. Zeka finds him, and a 3-man shove from Faker is massive. And it's a double for Faker. They'll take a double as well for Gumayusi, and it's now only Viper left with this Dragon buff. And I don't think they care. Faker's just going to throw some rocks at him, and that's the ace. Very, very good.
It's his first game of Rakan the season, and he's played so many. He's played 6 unique champions in playoffs. This will be his 7th.
Oh, okay. Ona looking for that opportunity. Gets into the back line. They dive on top of Viper. He's able to get himself out. Now 1v1ing, and he finds it against Zeus the ulti. And Viper's still alive! safe. He finds the double kill. Ona's going to be the next to go down. Into the GA is now Doran. He's just playing bodyguard, and T1, they couldn't do it. They killed him so many times.
Owner
and that
again.
time they weren't able to get there.
Manages to fight his way out. It's crazy that he ends up living this, but we see him end up getting the Edge of Night procs here. They throw all the CC onto him. The flash is good. And then this loses the 1v1 there. But then look at Zeka. The ult comes in, the CC, the peel, just in time to save him.
The re-engage there from Delight as well. And I really just don't feel like you have to pick the Varus in this composition. You can slow play this. You got a Talia burn team because T1 had a 10,000 gold lead. But now the tables have turned.
They're stopping as this Elder is still ticking down. Another 5 seconds on that one. They find the engagement and they blow off Faker. Into the back line goes Curry. He tries to find that quickness, but he's permanently frosted and taken down. The deletion on 2 members. Is that enough for the end of the game? I don't think so. As Hanwha Life Esports, they don't think so either.
As well anymore, or rather the flip.
Oh, no, they find the engagement. Able to get out of there though is Zeus. He did have that flash available as there's the teleport back in. Owner is going to be CC'd as well as he's going in, but he's by himself. T1 are just running in one after the other. The Destiny is going to be popped, but I think their Destiny is one dead Nexus and 0-1 in the series. Hanwha Life Esports were down 11,000 gold, and they will kill the Nexus here in game 1.
You know what? I think I'll take 5 of these, please.
Yes, please, Wolf.
They take it in the end.
가자 이제 밀자.
스타트 라인 들어갈 때.
라인 들어가.
내가 EQ 플러 제리 한번 볼게. 야 연애 스페 너플.
나 공식 템 샀어 좀만 천천히 해.
야 나 쳐줄게.
야 바이
바이바죠. 스페도 너플이야. 깨야 돼.
타워 깰 수 있냐?
쳐보자.
깨자 내가 제리랑 싸울게. 야 TP 걸어.
야 제리 봐줘. 쌈 봐줘.
싸면 안 돼.
쌈 보면 돼.
나이스.
잡아.
나이스.
나이스.
야 집중해. 야 똑같아. 다음번도 똑같아.